This is just a quick video on how to clean your boots. These are Ariat boots that I bought about 8 years ago. I wore them pretty much every day, and the last few years I've been walking around in rocks and other debris, and you can see it's really scuffed up the sides of the boots, the back of the boots. And I was actually at Cal Ranch store recently, and I was contemplating on buying new ones, but decided to give this restoration a try. This is Scout Boot Distressed Leather Conditioner. It was about $6 for a bottle, and I also used it in conjunction with the Scout brand boot cream. This is a chocolate coloring, so make sure you get the right one. Gives little directions here on the back. 2 rags, one for the conditioner and one for the boot cream, and then just any standard horsehair brush, kiwi brush. I've had this for years and years. It's worked pretty well. So this is the boot beforehand. I mean, this is not dirt. You can see right here, I've wiped it with wet rags, tried to get what I thought was dirt off. It's just scuffs, really bad scuffs, especially the toe. It's probably taken the blunt of all the damage here, and I honestly thought I was never going to be able to restore these boots to their former glory. I tried saddle soap, and that didn't really do anything. So with this kit, I was able to actually get the boots to look like that again. This is the other boot, and I can't tell you how happy I am with this product. And I just thought I'd do a little brief tutorial on how to use it. And this thing looks like it's almost out of the box. And this boot's 8 years old, and I think I'm going to get quite a few more years out of it before I have to buy new ones. So, start off with the leather distress conditioner. You don't use a whole lot, you only use a little bit. Use one rag specifically for that and the other one for the boot cream. So what I'm doing is I'm going to pour this right on the boot. That's about good. And just very gently just rub it in. Now mind you, I've already brushed the boot clean of all the dirt and debris that it's on already, and got it cleaned off. Otherwise you're going to be rubbing around dirt into the leather, and it's going to cause more scratches. So make sure you clean your boots very well before putting this product on. Now, typically what you want to do is you're going to want to not soak it or oversaturate the boot, but you want to get enough to where you can see the leather absorbing this solution. And you're going to let the boot sit for about 10 minutes after you apply. Now, I'm not going to show this video for 10 minutes while it dries, but you get the point. You're going to apply this over the entire boot, not just the areas that are affected with the scuffs. Sorry if the lighting's poor. I'm in my kitchen light. This is the best I've got. Now, if your boot just has some light wear and tear, not quite to the damage that I have, you could probably get away with just doing some of this conditioner. Wipe your boots clean of all the dirt and just apply this on there, and it should bring it back to relatively good condition. but my boots definitely need a deep cleaning. So that's what I'm applying on here. Make sure you get all those crevices right in the bottom here. Now this has cleaned it off fairly well and it looks a lot better than what it did. However, I really want to get into these areas where you see these scuffs, real deep gouges into the leather, and I'm going to fill those in with some boot cream. And my other shoe was just in bad as condition as this, but I was able to get it buffed out. It came out really well. So we're going to wait 10 minutes and then come back to this boot. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. The boot's almost dried, and we're going to go ahead and brush it off with this horsehair brush. You don't have to push very hard, just very gently, and it's going to be all about repetitions and moving around the boot slowly. Don't rush it. Now you can still see there's some discoloration with the damage on the boot, but that's gonna be buffed away once we get that boot cream on. So for now, we're just buffing out the conditioner with this brush. This process took me about 20 minutes first time around, and actually didn't take as long as I thought it was. I usually shine military boots, and those I spend about 30 minutes to an hour each to get them to a mirror shine with kiwi wax, but we're not going for that here. We're just trying to get them cleaned up and get all the defects covered. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It's about as good as we're going to get it. And now I have my other rag here, and as you can see, I used it previously getting the other boot clean, so I'm going to start with another corner that has not been used yet. And this is the boot cream. It's made by Scout, so it's got a pretty tight lid. You don't use very much of this, just enough to cover with a light coat. That's more than enough. Sure, this lid's on so it doesn't fall over. Now this is not like really liquidy, it's kind of jelly like, so you don't have to worry about it spilling over. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this on the front of the boot and just go in circles and buff it in. Get all the crevices you can, especially towards the front. There's that lip, that gutter. You want to try and get down in there as best as you can. And if you need more, go back to where you started and apply it elsewhere. Don't put too much of this on there, because then you'll never be able to buff it in. Now, you want this product to be absorbed into the leather, but you don't want to buff it to a shine. You just want to get it to where you don't have large deposits of this boot cream on the leather, kind of like how this is now. That's fine. You want that to absorb into the leather. I'm going to get some more boot cream. Now you don't have to do this as often. Your leather conditioner is going to be your main focus, but this definitely helps get rid of a lot of those scuffs. Now I did see a neutral color at the store. I'm not sure exactly if you would want to use that with shoes that have embroidering on the toe, but I'd imagine so. This is a dark colored So if you have any embroidering with flowers or any other designs, this may actually discolor your design altogether and you may not be able to see it. So I'm trying to avoid this stitching right up here, this coloring, because if I buff it in here, I may lose that color. So get all the way as high as I can. My heel takes a lot of damage, so I'm going to put a little extra on there. Gets a lot of scuffs. Now the directions say you should wait for the boot to not quite come to a complete dry, but just before it dries you want to buff it with that brush. Now, this doesn't quite have the shine as the other boot because I'm going to let this sit for just a second and then get this brush and brush it out. Okay, so just like before, you're going to take this brush and you're going to go back and forth very lightly. Don't brush hard, just lightly, and you're going to see the shine coming out in this. And there you have it. Ready to go out. Thank you for watching. This is just a quick video on how to clean your boots. These are Ariat boots that I bought about 8 years ago. I wore them pretty much every day, and the last few years I've been walking around in rocks and other debris, and you can see it's really scuffed up the sides of the boots, the back of the boots. And I was actually at Cal Ranch store recently and I was contemplating on buying new ones, but decided to give this restoration a try. This is Scout Boot Distressed Leather Conditioner. It was about $6 for a bottle, and I also used it in conjunction with the Scout brand boot cream. This is a chocolate coloring, so make sure you get the right one. Gives little directions here on the back. 2 rags, one for the conditioner and one for the boot cream, and then just any standard horsehair brush, kiwi brush. I've had this for years and years. It's worked pretty well. So this is